Hello. It's a beautiful day today in St. Louis. We are getting some sunshine and we are getting some warm weather and gentle breezes. And so I thought, why not have our healing pause outdoors? And you may be indoors or outdoors. That's the cool thing about this, the pause. It can happen indoors, outdoors, sitting, standing, lying down. That's because the pause is in your mind. All right, and I had a thought today in our day 7. This is day 7, of our healing pause. And that is that I would begin to introduce you to moving in the pause. Moving in the pause was an inspired practice that was given to me as I was practicing the pause. Actually, one day I was going to go exercise and didn't really want to exercise, and this was a few years ago, and I went to the gym and I stood by the treadmill and I was just listening in my mind about what to do that would be helpful, and I just was like, please don't tell me to get on the treadmill. I wanted my inspired mind not to tell me to get on the treadmill because I really don't like the treadmill. And in that moment, I just found myself standing next to the treadmill into the gym and in the gym, and just starting to move like this. I was in the pause, getting out of the way in my mind about what it means to exercise and what it has to look like and all of that. And I just found myself starting to move, and it went on for like 30-40 minutes. And I ended up getting a really great workout. Because here's the deal about listening to that inner pause in your mind and having it guide the movement of your body, is that it doesn't have to look a certain way, okay? There are days when I do, it's quite vigorous. I mean, I'm doing push-ups and lunges and running in place and all kinds of things. I never know what kind of movement practice it's going to be, but I trust this inner wisdom that is guiding me from within about what I might need, my mind and body might need in that moment to help me shift from a place of, or just like whatever, to a place of happiness and brightness and peace. So, take a breath. And so instead of beginning with me telling you what to do, like relaxing your jaw and sinking your shoulders and all that, I'm going to guide you through this pause practice, and you are going to listen within to this inner inspiration that we have been connecting with for the last 6-7 days here, okay? And you are going to let that inner inspiration guide you as to how to move in this moment. So let's just even take a moment of this, all right? So take yourself right here, where you are, however you feel, is what it is. And simply pause. Just be willing to pause, the decision to pause in this moment. So you can say that quietly in your mind. The decision to pause in this moment. And I am willing to experience my calm, quiet mind. And in that willingness to experience your calm, quiet mind, just notice how perhaps your body is already in motion without you having to think about it. So you're simply following the inner impulses of this inspiration, wisdom within. there is, if judgment starts to come up about, oh, this is stupid, or I don't know how to do this, or I should be moving more like this or more like that, all of that judgment and all of these shoulds, simply pause again in your mind and say to yourself, I am willing. I am willing to experience my calm, quiet mind. The movements may be small, they might be big, they could be fast, they could be slow. It doesn't matter what they look like. Good job. Really nice. And now step. Again, we're going to go through the practice. And you continue to listen to how you're being guided to move. Perhaps there's points where you're simply being guided to be still and to place your hands somewhere on your body. So now step back, saying quietly to yourself, the decision to get out of my own way. I am willing to allow room for another way. And again, the movement just follows. I am willing to allow room for another way. No one's watching you. And now step aside, saying quietly in your mind the decision to invite inspiration within to help. I am willing to receive inspiration. The body is simply following your state of mind. Willing to receive inspiration. Moving into let inspiration guide the decision to choose your inner wisdom and follow what is wise and peaceful. Saying quietly to yourself, I am willing to be inspired. Pause. trust that there is a peace and a knowing greater than what I am thinking, yet still within me. Noticing your experience, no judgment. Nice. So that was the original pause practice, and we literally moved through it with the body. So just a little introduction to that moving in the pause. And the hardest part about practicing the pause, whether it's the practice in your mind, the words, or this moving in the pause, pretty much everyone tells me, is being willing to get out of my own way. This is the problem. The ego, the little cubicle mind. So I'm going to read this to you today from the Pause book. I am willing to allow room for another way. There is another way. Hopefully for you, all of us, and for the world, you are open and willing to see another way. For those who seek more than the coming and going of worldly satisfaction, something more to live for than personal achievement, there lays within them a palace of delight in whom one will find their inspired self. Not a magical thought, but your true delightful self. A self who is not weary, arrogant, or self-absorbed, but a self who is living in meaning, exuberance, and in whom one finds hope. That's on page 13 of the Pause book, which you can download for free at pauseforiinspiration.org. And let's take a moment to end with silence. And in this moment of silence, we're going to focus on receiving healing today. Just let yourself receive healing. You don't even have to think about what that means. I will tell you as we end here that healing for me is moving from an experience of disconnection from myself, from others, into an experience of connection to my innermost self and that innermost self of others. So it's an experience of connection. Hope you had fun with this today. I sure did. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.